Hello, pipe smokers. In a previous video I had mentioned that Sir Walter Raleigh was actually, or technically, the father of pipe smoking. It got me thinking to the golden era of pipe smoking, the 30s, 40s, 50s, and 60s. And that was definitely a golden era for pipe smoking because you had such famous people, such actors like Edward G. Robinson, Clark Gable, Basil Rathbone. You had singers, Frank Sinatra and Bing Crosby. They were pipe smokers. You had scientists, Albert Einstein. You had authors, T.S. Eliot. And you had royalty. Believe it or not, King Edward VIII, who later became the Duke of Windsor, he was the only king to actually smoke a pipe. And of course you had the entrepreneur, Hugh Hefner and his Playboy magazine. I don't think you can go into pipe smoking history without mentioning Hugh Hefner, despite that some of you might cringe at that, but it was really a definitive time in the music and the movies, the way that men and women dressed. It really helped that era distinguish itself from others. Today, we are in 2015. In the 70s, 80s, and 90s, that really put a damper on the hobby of pipe smoking, because I dubbed that as the politically correct era, when they classified as all smoking is smoking, and that's that, it's under one classification. And I myself, as well as people from the past, they thought that pipe smoking was really a branch of its own. But like I said, we're in 2015. And YouTube has come a long way to help us re-establish the hobby, especially with young pipe smokers in college who discovered that their grandfather or their father had pursued the hobby at one point in time, or are just picking it up because they think it's elegant, or they like it, or some factor that they find interesting. But what will we be known time period-wise? What will we be called? Perhaps the reintegration era. The liberal era, since we're allowing women to partake in pipe smoking, which I think is a fantastic thing. The awakening era. How will future generations look back on us and define us? we have a lot to think about, especially in regards to our pipes, because the pipes also define the era. There were Kay Woodies and Dr. Grabows, and Dillards and Dunhill and Willards, and just a lot of pipes back then. They were slimmer, they were more defined, they had a special look or a particular look to them. And the way that they were manufactured as well also plays a part in that. But if you look at our pipes today, we have Nording pipes, we have Peterson pipes, which are a lot more bulkier. We have our pokers, very thick-walled pokers. Joe Case pipes, Dagner pipes. We have Savinellis. We have just a wide variety. A controlled but wide variety. So if we look back to yesteryear, or yesteryears, and we define that as the golden age of pipe smoking, we have the 70s, 80s, and 90s as the politically correct years of pipe smoking. How are we going to look at the 2000s, the early 2000s? Just something to think about. Each of us has a part to play, a story to contribute to, and a legacy to leave. So let's make it a fantastic one. Smoke and be happy and enjoy yourselves, because that is what it's all about.